Astro. Loud Astro. Loud Astro.
I wanna be what you want me to be. Your power, please have mercy on me. Your power, please have mercy on me. Your power. Be what you want. Your power, please have mercy on me. I wanna be what you want me to be. Please have mercy on me. Show not easy, I harbor shot, nowhere to escape, hear the desperate cry. The Christians say they wanna crack the sky, but I wait impatient on the king who come. I wanna be brother when I walk through the gate. I get tired when I think about a snake. Why they wanna try us? Why they wanna be fake? Yet I think I make a soldier. 3 is gold, 10 life a man. The war is on, fight to the end. If I fall down, gotta rise again. I get tired, I cannot be in. For your love's sake, do I love myself? Would trade my peace for a pot of wealth. But my foes will, they'll bad, but they'll then murder the one that'll run for help. I need help, so I called your name. My heart hurt with a lot of pain. The world crazy, make it go insane. Give me mama love, cause this kind screen. To the gullible, why I know you in my prayer. Don't you give up, know your power here. Don't worry, see, he will appear and pull his people away from here. Worthy is the lamb. I wanna be what you want me to be. Your power, please have mercy on me. Your power, please have mercy on me. Your power. Be what you want me to be. Your power, please have mercy on me. I wanna be what you want me to be. Your power, please have mercy on me. I'm so sick of all these politics. They throwing stones and chunky bricks. Mosh Picard, don't kick the pricks. Why they give away reparation? Everybody and their mama, we stuck in the ghetto where the money spent on Salato. Looking so rich, but we so broke. But we the kid folk, remember we the Cali, the Northern Tribe, remember our God and the power young. Listen to my plea while I'm on my knee. It's a lot of drama trying to make it through the struggle. And it's a hard battle trying to bust about the bubble. And working double trying to pay the rent and still a struggle. And now the sin pay for kids, so I do that. Without a country stellar, still get a groove back. We the here sheep, and we ain't even know. Trapped in the maze, don't know where to go. Walk around the same mountain on the fofo. We the team, no sleep, so we suffocation. Know the H brothers said bonjour, sup, said not bullet. Hold on, man, it'll be okay. So I'm calling out to your house shot. I wanna be what you want me to be. Your power, please have mercy on me. Your power, please have mercy on me. Your power. Be what you want me to be. Your power, please have mercy on me. I wanna be what you want me to be. Your power, please have mercy on me. I wanna be what you want me to be. Your power, please have mercy on me. I wanna be what you want me to be. Your power, please have mercy on me. Power, please have mercy on me.
Loud Astro. Loud Astro. Loud Astro. Loud Astro. Loud Astro. Loud Astro. Loud Astro.
I wanna be what you want me to be. Your power, please have mercy on me. Your power, please have mercy on me. Your power.
All right, Mashpaka. Shalom to the family. Shalom to you, Sister Naomi. to all of the Mashpaka that are come inside of the chat. I'm going to begin reading from Deuteronomy chapter 32, the Bar-Yam 32. And it reads, Give ear, O ye heavens, and I will speak, and hear, O earth, the words of my mouth. My doctrine shall drop as the rain, and my speech shall distill as the dew, as the small rain upon the tender herb, and as the showers upon the grass, because I will publish the name of Yahweh. Ascribe you greatness unto Elohim. He is the rock, his work is perfect. For all his ways are judgment, a Elohim of truth, and without iniquity. Just and righteous is he. They have corrupted themselves. Their spot is not the spot of his children. They are a perverse and crooked generation. Do you thus requite Yahweh, O foolish people and unwise? Is not he your father that have bought you? Have he not made you and established you? Remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generations. Ask your father, and he will show you. Your elders, and they will tell you. When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Yasharal. For Yahweh's portion is his people. Yaqaba is the lot of his inheritance. He found him in a desert land and in a waste howling wilderness. He led him about. He instructed him. He kept him as the apple of his eye, as the black of his eye. Shalom, Sister Aye awake. And as an eagle stirreth up her nest, fluttereth over her young, spreadeth abroad her wings, taketh them, beareth them on her wings. So Yahweh alone did lead him, and there was no strange Elohim with him. He made him ride on the high places of the earth, that he might eat the increase of the fields. And he made him to suck honey out of the rock, and oil out of the flint rock, butter of kine, and milk of sheep, with fat of lambs and rams of the breed of Bashan, and goats with the fat of kidneys of wheat. And you didst drink the pure blood of the grape. But Yasharon waxed fat and kicked. You are waxing fat. You are grown thick. You are covered with fatness. Then he forsook Elohim, which made him, and lightly esteemed the rock of his salvation. They provoked him to jealousy with strange Elohim. With abominations provoked they him to anger. They sacrifice unto devils, not to Elohim whom they have not known, to new Elohim that came newly up, whom your fathers feared not. Of the rock that begat thee, you art unmindful, and hast forgotten Elohim that formed you. And when Yahweh saw it, he abhorred them because of the provoking of his sons and of his daughters. And he said, I will hide my face from them. I will see what their end shall be. For they are very forward generation, children in whom is no faith. They have moved me to jealousy with that which is not Elohim. They'll provoke me to anger with their vanities. I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a people. I will provoke them to anger with a foolish nation. For fire is kindled in mine anger. That's what the apostle Shawwal was talking about. For a fire is kindled in mine anger, and shall burn unto the lowest hell, and shall consume the earth with her increase, and set on fire the foundations of the mountains. I will heap mischiefs upon them. I will spin mine arrows upon them. They shall be burnt with hunger, and devoured with burning heat, and with bitter destruction. I will also send the teeth of beasts upon them, with the poison of serpents of the dust, the sword without, and terror within, shall destroy both the young man and the virgin, the suckling, also the man of gray hairs. I said, I would scatter them into corners. I will make the remembrance of them to cease. I will make the remembrance of them to cease from among men. Were it not that I feared the wrath of the enemy, lest their adversaries should behave themselves strangely, and lest they should say, our hand is high, and Yahweh have not done all this. For they are a nation void of counsel, neither is there any understanding in them. The people who led you, who you in captivity with. Oh, that they were wise, that they understood this. You know, the people who are descendants of the slave masters, that they would consider their latter end. How should one chase 1,000 and put 10,000 to flight, except their rock had sold them, and Yahweh had shut them up? For their rock is not as our rock, even our enemies themselves being judges. For their vine is the vine of Sodom, and the fields of Amorah. Their grapes are grapes of gall. Their clusters are bitter. Their wine is the poison of dragons, and the cruel venom of Asap. Is not this laid up in store with me, and sealed up among my treasures? To me belong vengeance and recompense. Their foot shall slide in due time. For the day of their calamity is at hand, and the things that shall come upon them make haste. For Yahweh shall judge his people and repent himself. Then he gonna change his mind about our situation over here scattered on the four corners. For his servants, for his slaves, when he see that their power is gone and there is none shut up or left, when all of your strength is gone, and when you have exhausted all of your options and power, which did eat the fat of their sacrifices and drank the wine of their drink offerings, let them rise up and help you and be your protection. So the deities that we were given in the land of our captivity, listen to what Yah says about the last day. about the latter day scattering, which did eat the fat of the sacrifices and drank the wine of their drink offering. Let them rise up and help you, your false deities that we were given in the lands of our captivity on the four corners, and be your protection. See now that I, even I, am he, and there is no Allahayim with me. He ain't got no partners beside him. I will kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. For I lift up my hand to the heaven and say, I live forever. If I whet my glittering sword and my hand take hold on judgment, I will render vengeance to my enemies. I will reward them that hate me. I will make mine arrows drunk with blood, and my sword shall devour flesh, and that with the blood of the slain of the captives. From the beginning of revenges upon the enemy. Rejoice, O ye nations, with his people, for he will avenge the blood of his slaves, and will render vengeance to his adversaries, and will be merciful unto his country and to his people. And Masha came and spake all the words of this song in the ears of the people. And he and Hawashai, the son of Nun, and Masha made an end. That's Yahushua, but not Yahushua that came and died on the tree to take away your sin. That's Joshua. His name was Hawashai, and then his name was changed to Yahushua. And Masha make an end of speaking all these words to all Yasharal, and he said unto them, set your hearts unto all the words which I testify among you this day. So when they say New Testament and they say the old is done away with, they saying that this testament is done away with. But look at this. Let us read on. Which I testify among you this day. The day that he testified it, way back when. Which ye shall command your children to observe, to do all the words of this Torah. For it is not a vain thing for you. The law is not vanity for you to obey Yah, because it is your life. See, people that tell you you ain't got to do this, they hate your life. People that tell you that this ain't important to do, they hate your life because they telling you to hate your life. And through this thing, you shall prolong your days in the land, whether you go over Jordan to possess it. So back then he was talking to our ancestors. He said, through obeying my voice and keeping my command, through that's how you're going to prolong your days in the land and dwell there. So when they brought Christianity to us and they told us that the law was done away with, and they forced a lot of us to eat swine's flesh, and they started changing up the feast days of Pesach to Easter, and they change up. Did you know that Santa Claus is the one that signed the edict that you could be a slave, to be bought on the four corners of the earth? And Yahweh spake unto Masha that self same day, saying, get you up into this mountain, Abram, unto Mount Nebo, which is in the land of Moab, that is over against Jericho. And behold, the land of Canaan, which I give unto the children of Yasharal for a possession, not for a religion, and die in the mount, whether thou goest up and be gathered unto thy people, as Aharon thy brother died in Mount Hor, and was gathered unto his people. So each tribe, but we all have the blood of Yaqubah. Because you trespass against me among the children of Yasharal at the waters of Meribah, Quadash, in the wilderness of Zin, because you sanctified me not in the midst of the children of Yasharal. Yet you shall see the land before you. You're going to see the country, but you shall not go in the country. You shall not go thither into the land, which I gave the children of Yasharal. If Masha, disobedience to Yahweh, cause him not to enter into the land, why would when Hamashiach come, he just grant whosoever who do whatever they want to do to inherit his kingdom when he come back? Let's go on over to the next verse. Oh, Yahweh, help me through. And you know that this was talking about the last days, right? That Yahweh said that he was going to scatter his flock into every nation of the earth as slaves. He said, lest they boast themselves and say that they did it themselves. That's the reason why he had Masha to teach the children of Yasharal that song. And that song was to be a song forever throughout all the generations of Yasharal. So in reading that, that's right, the sister. In reading that, we have a responsibility as the people of Yah to remember our Yah. So now I got some books for y'all, and I left them inside of the I left some books for y'all. I left some books for y'all underneath the thing when it's done. Y'all can go and read it so that y'all be able to have the information that I got. And I'm finna go ahead and jump inside of this book and begin reading. Now hold on, let me let this. All right. Okay, so I was gonna put some audio in the background to make this even more stronger point, but I decided not to do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and read. Now this document is a historical document about history of race. When you understand what race is, then you will understand why it's important that we don't be ignorant of Hashatan's devices. So I'm going to begin reading. This is called History of the Race and Intelligence Controversy. In everything, there is always about race, no matter what nobody say. Everything is about race. Now it is. Now let's read. The history of the race and intelligence controversy concerns the historical development of a debate about possible explanations of group differences encountered in the study of race and intelligence. Since the beginning of IQ testing, around the time of World War One, there has been observed differences between the average scores of different population groups. And there has been debates. There has been debates whether this is mainly due to environment and cultural factors, or mainly due to some as yet underscored genetic factors, or whether such a dichotomy between environment and genetic factors is the appropriate frame of the debate. Today, the scientific census is that genetics does not explain differences in IQ test performance between racial groups. Pseudoscientific claims of inherent differences in intelligence between races have played a central role in the history of scientific racism. In the late 19th and early 20th century, group differences in intelligence were often assumed to be racial in nature. Apart from intelligence tests, research relied on measurements such as brain size or reaction times. By the mid 1940s, most psychologists had adopted the view that environmental and cultural factors predominated. Now, these words are very small and my eyesight can't see far off, but I'm trying my best to read. In the midst of 1960s, psychiatrist William Shockley sparked controversy by claiming there might be genetic reasons that black people, remember what we read about black people, they named us black people. This is a classification. In the United States, tended to score lower on IQ tests than white people. Now I'm going to pause right here. So let me explain something to you. And there was something that I heard today while I was searching and listening to videos surrounding this right here to see what people think. I heard somebody say that we're playing race Olympics and that we're talking about our claims and talking about something that is not occurring now today. That nobody is being classified and as race and all that stuff. We're going to understand what racism is. Some people understand it when they get their Negro wake-up call, which means you'll be shown that this system, that these people who are not a people, who were sent against you because of our disobedience, according to the scripture. And that's why he took his hand off of us. And we ain't punks. Yahweh just took his hand off of us because we were disobedient. And in his hand, we can't fight. We cannot fight Yah. No matter how strong a person may think they is, the strongest man to ever live on earth could not defeat Yahweh when he took his strength away for being disobedient. That woman, he was not supposed to tell her about his locks. He laid down with a strange woman and she cut his locks. She cut the locks off of Samson's head and he lost his strength because he put his hope in a woman. He trusted in a strange woman and she cut his locks and sold him out. In 1969, the educational psychologist Arthur Jensen published a long article with suggestion that compensatory education could have failed to that date because of genetic group differences. Now, this was not Negroes setting up this stuff inside of the society. This was done against people who were called Negroes. This was set up by another group. Negroes did not set up racism in America. The people who were dispersed into the four corners of the earth did not set up racism. And saying reverse racism, the real meaning of when you say reverse racism, let's put that in its proper context. That's called reverse psychology. Reverse psychology is used to stop the argument. So to silence people from speaking, they use reverse psychology. The truth is not reverse psychology. The truth brings light. The truth brings resolve. The truth brings healing. The truth brings restoration. But lies brings destitution, distortion, and a perpetual state of being gaslit. Okay? So I'm going to go here. A similar debate among academics followed the publication in 1994. That's the year of my wife. Of the Bell Curve by Richard Hempstein and Charles Murray. And Charles Murray. Their book prompted a renewal of debate on the issue of publication of several interdisciplinary books on the issue. In 1995 report from the American Psychological Association responded to the controversy, finding no conclusive explanations for the observed differences between average IQ scores of racial groups. More recent works by James Flynn, William Dickens. Now, people may say that the reason why they did not want Negroes to do this and do that is because of IQ and all this right there and the other. That's not a logical argument about this. The logical purpose for them not wanting us to learn how to read and the looking at how they enforced that we were not able to speak our language, looking at how they enforced us to be taken away from our mothers and fathers. And also, did you know that they would remove hands and fingers, and you might even be put to death for learning how to read? Did you know that you had to be handpicked to preach the Bible in the way that the text was not actually reading? You had to be handpicked. That's why when they picked Elder Nat Turner to teach the Bible, he was taught to teach the Bible against the Bible. He was taught to teach what was not in the context in order to keep control over the slaves. And if it wasn't for his master allowing him to be able to be taught how to read by her, if it wasn't for his master allowing him to learn how to read so he can read to the people that was on the plantation, not that they can read to him, but they taught him how to read so that he can psychologically distort the mind of the people. That's why, but when he understood what he was reading, when he read it, when the veil of his eyes was removed and he saw what was actually written in the book, then there rose up a revolt. If I teach a child that the way to pass college and high school is to learn how to fly like Superman, but the other people, children, the way that they learning how to fly, pass grades is to study and read, there's gonna come a different outcome. So if they teach you from youth up that you're ignorant and you're dumb, and then in the last, when you finally start reading to understand, like some of our people did when they got inside their Bible, and they start raising up other speakers to come out and speak lies to you that teach you that everything that y'all is pleading for amongst one another is hypocrisy in some kind of way, and an excuse or a reverse racism, which is a gaslighting term. And like I told y'all before, there is no such thing as reverse racism. That is called reverse psychology. Listen at what we reading about. Psychology. And this race doctrine is psychology. It removes you from natural cultural norms. It removes you from intelligent thinking to be inside of a maze where you cannot understand what's going on. Though something inside of you know that what you're hearing ain't right. The information to assess your mind to understand what is really going on being disguised as for other people and not for you, when anything that is speaking in a way that is conducive to a proper comprehension of what's really going on, that will cause you to go down a wormhole that was created by psychology. And a person that uses this kind of psychology is actually a witch or practicing witchcraft. Did you know that when the apostle Sha'awal rebuked the Galatians and said, "Who has bewitched you, O foolish Galatians?" They teaching you another gospel, which there is no other gospel but one, no other good news but one. But they teaching you a false philosophy and disguising it as the truth. Africans did not sell Africans. But rival tribes came together getting paid, just like what the brothers and sisters was complaining about, that that's not my brother. Rival tribes getting paid money, not to oppress their own people, but to oppress other tribes who all come from the seed of Nach, but of different nations. Kam had 4 sons. And out of those 4 sons came Gabayan. Sham had sons, and out of those sons came nations. Japheth had sons, and out of Japheth's sons came nations. Everybody that was in that area was not Ham. The scripture tells you the appearance of the people inside of the scripture. But people using reverse psychology will have you think it not. They will have you believing that the people in the scripture were ignorant to color. They would have you believe that they did not learn how to write first. That the people that was on the Mount of Babel, that was on Babel, didn't know how to read or write. Then how was Yahweh able to tell Noach mathematical equations in order to build the ark if they did not know math and reading and writing? And how was what they called the city of Noach, because they saw ancient writings of somebody writing Noah in ancient Hebrew, writing Noach, that they say nobody wasn't able to write? Well, if Noach knew how to write, and if Adam was speaking the language, how was Yahweh? Do y'all read about Joseph? How he knew how to do mathematical equations? 7 years. You get this much grain and that much grain. How did the Masrium people they was writing their language and you see it on the stones, but people say that they didn't know how to write? How was during the dynasty of Masha, and even at the dynasty of Joseph, they were able to write, seeing that they wrote it in Egyptian, what they say, in Kemet on the stones? How was they not able to write? So reverse psychology will cause us to deny what is before us. A strong delusion to believe a lie. Let's go to the next page. Do y'all see that? My leg went to sleep. Excuse me. This is John Baptiste Belly, an elected member of the National Convention and the Council of 500 during the French First Republic, advocating for racial intellectual equality. Now, do y'all know what was going on? The reason why a lot of our ancestors had positions in Europe, and y'all see there. Do y'all remember we read that France and them was the first one? Well, it was Britain and then France and other European nations was the first ones to start writing against slavery because they saw it as a moral evil. So when we look at this information here, let me take this off of the screen and add another book for y'all so y'all can see where I'm coming from. I'm going to put another book up here. I'm not going to read all this stuff today. And like I told y'all, all of these books, all these articles, I put them underneath the video. So when this is over, you'll be able to see it. Now this right here is Lake Okeechobee in Florida, right here. Now, All these years, I've been trying to figure out the history of Lake Okeechobee and what happened to Lake Okeechobee, right? I always wonder what happened at Lake Okeechobee. Who is these people right here? Now, the sister, I believe it was Sister Chicky History Channel, had sent a book called Light and Truth. And like I told y'all, after I'm done off of this, if you have not yet, go to the video after this is over, Random and Specific. Random and Specific on YouTube, my video. Write Yaquaba, Yiqwaba, random or specific. I'm trying to speak clear because my voice can be country. When you see that, random or specific, make sure you look underneath the video and grab the book out from underneath it. It is called Light and Truth. When you get the book Light and Truth, you're going to see, skip on down, and then you're going to see, look up Israelites, color of skin, whatever, you'll find it. And you're going to see maroons, okay? You're going to see Moors. You're going to see niggas. That's how they said it in Latin. And you look on the west coast of Africa, an Italian person named that part of Africa nigger. Where did the kingdom of Judah set up their tents after they was dispersed? They set it up in the places that's called Niger, Niger, that whole area of West Africa. The whole area was once called what they put on the map at one time to identify the people that they was catching, nigger. All right. The kingdom of Judah had set up a place over there. So now let me go inside of here and read some of this. Okay, I'm finna read to y'all about Lake Okeechobee. We're going to see what happened at Lake Okeechobee. The Battle of Lake Okeechobee was one of the major battles of the Seminole Wars. Seminole means runaway slaves. So there was no white Seminoles. The Muskogee Creek, their language was Arabic. The Muskogee people called our ancestors that fled runaway slaves. So if you said, who is the Seminoles, when they fled from the north to the south to fight, they were called Seminoles. Whether if they fled to, no matter where they fled to, in the Muskogee Creek language, every Israelite that was trafficked to the four corners of the earth that tried to escape off of a plantation are Seminoles. None of your ancestors wanted to be enslaved. Some of them were Seminoles in the mind, but they couldn't go nowhere. Some of them were Seminoles all the way because they escaped. But all in all, our people desire our home country that want to be liberated. The Battle of Lake Okeechobee was one of the major battles of the Seminole Wars. So who is that, family? It was fought between 1,000 U.S. Army troops of the 1st and 4th and 6th Infantry Regiment and 132 Missouri Volunteers under the command of Colonel Zachary Taylor, and about 400 Seminole, in Mexico they say Seminolas, Seminole warriors were led by Chief Abiaka Billy Babaleg Hal Potter Tostinogi, alligator, and wildcat. On 25th December 1837, the Seminoles defended their large encampment by Lake Okeechobee against an attack by Zachary Taylor's troops. Zachary Taylor's march to Lake Okeechobee was part of a larger offensive into South Florida. The Spanish people called it Florida, Spanish Florida. That was planned by General Thomas Jesup. The battle was a victory for the Seminoles. So the Negroes, the niggers, won this fight. The Maroons won this fight because all those words are denominations of blacks. And they held off the U.S. troops long enough to safely evacuate their encampment. Due to the large number of casualties his troops suffered, especially among the officers, Zachary Taylor was forced to end his offensive into South Florida, and he marched his army over 100 miles back to Tampa Bay. Y'all remember the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Who was the Bucks? Who was being made the Bucks? And these Negroes fought. They fought in South Florida and marched his army over 100 miles back to Tampa Bay. Background: Major General Thomas Jesup was placed in command of the war in Florida. In December 1836 and late 1837, Jesup, I'm just going to say it how they say it now, Jesup planned a major offensive into southern Florida to finally defeat and remove the Seminoles from Florida, the runaway slaves from Florida. In Arabic, they called us Seminoles, the Muskogee Creek people. In November 4, U.S. military columns started sweeping down the peninsula. One column, led by Levine M. Powell, moved down the east coast from Mosquito Intel along the Indian River. A second column, led by Jesup himself, moved south along the St. John River. A third column crossed from Tampa to the Kissimmee River and then proceeded down the river to Lake Okeechobee. The fourth column moved up the Chattahoochee River, I think Chattahoochee River, or Caloosahatchee River, the Kissimmee River, and then proceeded down the river to Lake Okeechobee. The fourth column moved up the Caloosahatchee River. Colonel Taylor was in charge of the third column. Jesup ordered him to set up a depot somewhere near the Peace River. Taylor built Fort Gardner near Lake Tahoe Caliga of the Kissimmee River. On December 19th, Taylor left Fort Gardner with more than 1,000 men marching down south along Kissimmee towards Lake Okeechobee. As a number of Seminoles surrounded, they wasn't scary, surrounded to Taylor's column, he stopped to build Fort Bassinger and left prisoners, guards, and sick men there. During the march, Taylor's scouts reported that there was a very large gathering of 2,000 runaway slaves, Seminoles, men, women, and children. Now, when you look on TV and look in history book, that everybody white people. So you wouldn't even know that this was your ancestors not being scary. Let me go on to read. Led by Chief Abiaka on the northern shore of Lake Okeechobee, Lieutenant Robert C. Buchanan wrote in his diary 2 days before the battle that he hoped that the United States, let me skip over to the next page, that he hoped that the United States Taylor Army came up to a large hammock with half a mile of swamp in front of it. On the far side of the hammock was Lake Okeechobee. Here, the sawgrass stood 5 feet high. The mud and water were 3 feet deep. Horses, remember there was a Seminole named John Horse? Horses would be of no use. It was obviously that the Seminoles meant that this to be the battleground. They had cut the grass in front of their position to provide an open field of fire and had notched the trees to steady their rifles. They knew how to shoot. Their scouts were perched in the treetops to follow every movement of the troops coming up. Listen at the runaways now. In his diary, Lieutenant Robert C. Buchanan said that the Seminole warriors were placed in the strongest position that I have ever seen in Florida. The runaway slaves, the Seminoles, had also placed canoes, they knew how to make boats, family, on the lake shore, near their encampment to prepare for their evacuation. At about noon, the sun shining directly overhead and the air still and quiet, Taylor moved his troops squarely into the center of the swamp. His plan was to make a direct attack rather than encircle the Indians. Look at this. And I believe it was talking about the Muskogee. And his men were on foot. Now, do you know that they will make a difference between the Muskogee and the Seminoles? Because they outlawed that the indigenous people over here could be slaves. That's why they brought over the ones that they call African slaves over here from the West Africa, from the Kingdom of Judah. His plan was to make a direct attack rather than encircle. Now, the indigenous people was fighting for their country, though. Remember that. That's why our ancestors fled to help them fight. All his men were on foot. In the first line were the 132 Missouri Volunteers. So people from Missouri. As soon as they came within range, the indigenous opened with heavy fire. The Missourians suffered heavy casualties, and their commander, Richard Gentry, was fatally wounded by leading them. Despite his wounds, he managed to lead them for an hour before collapsing to escape the kill zone in the swamp. The Missourians pushed into hammock the indigenous then zoned in the swamp. The Missourians pushed into the hammock, and the indigenous then mounted a counterattack on the remaining soldiers in the deadly assault. Some of the soldiers was scalped by the indigenous. Gentry, you remember that man on Dancing with Wolves, that Tamanaka that say de kahora. Gentry has suggested that Taylor, before the battle, and in an encirclement strategy which Taylor rejected, changing the Gentry, was afraid of a direct confrontation. This would have motivated Gentry to keep charging. Go to the next page. Did our ancestors just sit there and take it? Did they just sit there and take it, family? So we see that the indigenous and our ancestors fought side by side. I'm not going to read all this either. Let me exit out of this. So y'all see right here, commanders on the right side. See United States. At this time, they was not. They was fighting to take over Florida because Florida once belonged to Spain, and the indigenous people was in Florida, the Muskogee people and the Spaniards, and you had the runaway slaves that was in Florida. All right. So you got the United States fighting to take over the indigenous people's country. And you got the people that did not create race, that was taken from their home country and trafficked across the four corners of the earth and made the perpetual Abid of the nations. And when they finally stand up to fight, people get mad and call them reverse racists. Now, the Seminoles had 400 soldiers. America had 1,100 soldiers. So when you listen at what Yahweh said, one shall chase 1,000 to flight. So if Yah was against our people fighting for their life, why would he allow them to win those battles up there at the top? When you look at Zachary Taylor Order and all these soldiers that came in with top grade military gear and all that, and you see these soldiers over here doing guerrilla warfare over here, the people that they learn how to do special ops from, the people that they learn how to do guerrilla warfare from, for the SEALs, for the Navy SEALs, the special forces, they learned this from the Negroes. Now on the United States side, on this side, you had Negroes on that side as well, fighting on the side of the United States. You had Negroes on this side fighting for total freedom and to help the true inheritors of this country over here. So you had one fighting on this side and you had one fighting on this side, brother against brother. All right. And they was fighting for their life. And when the soldiers came down trying to hurt them, and the soldiers say, ooh, they shooting back, then they had to fight for their life after they done started up something. So the indigenous people wanted to be free. And if your freedom is treated as if it is a offense to somebody, then they got the problem and not you. So that's why when you hear some European people say that the Negroes is not wrong for desiring freedom and desiring their reparations or desiring to be repaired, this is what it is. Now, when America went and fought all these other wars and lost more soldiers than they did back then, look, 11 killed, casualties and losses, 11 killed, 14 wounded, 26 killed, mainly officers, 112 wounded. Did the Negroes go and hurt the common folk? No. These people came down to attacking the Seminoles that ran off the plantation. And around at that same time, Elder Nat Turner was fighting the revolt. At around the same time, Elder Nat Turner was alive fighting a revolt somewhere else in another state. So you had revolts going on all across Florida. Now, when you go, if you go to If you studied about abused animals, right? Even animals will defend themselves. Let me go over to the comment section. Shalom, sister. That's our sister from West Africa. That's our blood sister from West Africa. Officially Vanny. Thank you for coming, sister. Good evening, everybody. But that's our sister from West. You from West Africa, right, sister, or South Africa? I'm gonna say shalom to all of the family that came in. Shalom, sister Naomi. Shalom. For your consciousness, AA awake, our sister. Aman. I want to thank y'all for coming today. And I think that's all I should do because I've been on here for an hour. If y'all want me to come back and I'll do some more studies on this right here, please let me know, family. I have no issue with coming on here and reading history. I love history when I was growing up, and I'm not seeking to be at fighting nobody. Only thing I'm doing is showing y'all our true history, that our people wasn't scary and they weren't punks. The reason why we were brought, and see, if they could fight, if our ancestors fought over here like that, and it was taken over when it was in Africa, do y'all know that around the time of Nat Turner, there was another awakening of our identity because Nat Turner knew that we were Israelites? Did y'all know that? So when y'all see that our people started to return to themselves and they started to fight, do y'all see that if they had to fight, because they didn't bring the fight to European people, they came down there to mess with them? And do y'all see 400 made 1,000 and 100 take flight? Y'all see that? So to the European people that agree with what's right, I give y'all a strong salute, and I pray that it be well with y'all. Amen. And for some of y'all, if I had the ability, I'd rather my mansion to be right beside one of y'all's. It ain't nothing wrong with people wanting to be liberated. When you looking at Europeans right now, that they say they want to be free, they don't like the way that things is going. They say they want their stuff to be lined up and together. They don't want to live paycheck to paycheck. When a hurricane come, European people go and find themselves somewhere to hide. And if somebody tried to hurt them, I'm pretty sure they'll defend themselves. So self-defense is not a crime. But depriving people of natural, what they call human rights, which is Homo sapien. And that book, that article I got in there underneath the thing for y'all to see as well. That's under there as well. There's nothing wrong with self-defense. It's something wrong when you is the offender. You know, even in boxing, if you strike somebody after the bell is run, you can get a penalty. Even in racing, when you run a track, you're not supposed to jump the gun. You're supposed to wait till the gun and then you run. Even in swimming, when you don't jump in the water until till they fire the gun. When you jump in the water before the time, you could be disqualified, right? In every place in our life, we all got rules, right? Here's another rule. When you see your brother overtaken in the fault, let you who are righteous go and win your brother. And be careful of yourself, lest you fall inside of the same snare. So that means that you still got the ability to fall in the same trap. So that show you that your brother just fell in the trap. Help him out. Your sister just fell in the trap. Help her out. That's what that mean. It don't mean that somehow you are now different from them in some kind of mysterious way that what they going through it, you can't possibly fall down and go through it. What it means is that we got to practice on doing our best, and when we see our brother and sister fall down, we got to try to help them up. All right, fam, I'm about to get up off here. I hope that this message, that this reading, and that the things that I said help somebody sort through all of the bewitchment that's been going on for all these years. And I hope that y'all be encouraged. Be encouraged to not look down on yourself, but to look, when you look at yourself, look up. It's nothing wrong with how y'all made you to be. But when he said when he said that he came to cleanse the leper, he didn't say that your skin was changed back white, because that's Japhet was able to live in the Middle East without wearing sunscreen when before the Tower of Babel. So the descendants, the ancestors of Japhet was dark skinned. Japhet, your ancestors, was not no monkey. We is not monkeys. Adam is not a monkey. He's not no Homo sapien. He's Adam, because he was taken out of the Adawam, the ruddy clay. Ruddy, like a ruddy cow. When you look in the dictionary, what is a ruddy cow? A dark brown cow of clear complexion, which means that there is no spots of different colors on them. If our sister official, that's why I asked you, can you please show our people the animals in Africa? Sister, for your consciousness, if y'all could ever go to the farm or somewhere and show some of the animals or something, show the cows and stuff, and show people that the animals that's brown is not cursed because their skin is dark. Or that they fur is dark, my bad. Because their skin ain't dark. Their fur is dark. And that's what they was. When they say ruddy cow, was he talking about the cow shaved? Because how is a shaved cow ruddy? And then when it say if it say a black horse, when you read inside the prophet, when he was describing different horses, so they show you that they talking about the color of their what they call it, mane, what they call it, the mane of the horse. They was not talking about a shaved horse. They was talking about the color of, and I'm just gonna say it like this, the fur of the horse or the hair, because they sell horse hair in the store. So we know that, horses have hair, different colors of hair. But it say a ruddy cow. So when it says Adawam, like the red clay, when have you ever seen red being called white, unless somebody is being deceptive and doing reverse psychology? Or they think that white means black and black means not black until it's convenient because of witchcraft. And why do we classify ourselves by the color of our skin? Was it not because we were conditioned to do this? Our sister, one of our sisters from the tribe, she said she's from the tribe of Benjamin. I know two sisters named Abigail. One sister in Africa said that she's from the tribe of Benjamin. Her name is Abigail. And she looked like all of the rest of us. So all what I'm saying, fam, existence didn't start when the Europeans came down with colonialism. Our sister said that the place used to be called Al-Ki-Bulan at one time. When you look inside of the Bible, the Israelites said that the countries were Arats, and everybody had their own lots of inheritance. Because you're supposed to leave your children a lot of inheritance. And how can people argue at people who were forced not to have an inheritance, and then when other people have their inheritance or have grants and things given to them, they turn around and look at our people and say the people that inheritance and things that they ancestors tried to build that was burnt down and all that right there and flooded with water in 1950. See, my mother and them is around that time, 1950. But did we even know that Oscarville was being buried underwater in the 1950s? So when we look at they was doing land grabs and gentrification, that was your inheritance that your ancestors left for you in the lands of your captivity, not a eternal inheritance. But it was the place that you had established that your ancestors tried to establish for you, and it was taken away. And then when people have things that was not taken away from them, say to the people that had things taken away from them, that the reason why they're poor is because of themselves. When they didn't, if I took it away from myself, then I still have it in possession. And it's not owned by the state. But if the state take it away, I didn't take it from myself because I'm not the state. Because if I was the state, all I could do is just say, I want this land back. And I'm going in there and I'm finna sit down in there. I don't have to fill out no paperwork for myself if I took it away from myself. So we have to look at these things in a sensible way, a logical way. And sometimes it's hard to do because we want to try to keep peace. But it's better to seek peace. It's better to seek peace, but it's not good to live a lie. All right, fam, I'm about to go. Hope you enjoy the outro, and I hope that you like that song that I had worked on. I Want to Be What You Want Me to Be. I'll play that one again on the way out of here. Shalom, fam.
Loud Astro. Loud Astro. Loud Astro.
I wanna be what you want me to be. Your power, please have mercy on me. Your power, please have mercy on me. Your power, be what you want me to be. Your power, please have mercy on me. I wanna be what you want me to be. Please have mercy on me. Show not easy, I hobble shot, nowhere to escape, hear the desperate cry. The Christians say they wanna crack the sky, but I wait impatient on the king who come. I wanna be brother when I walk through the gate. I get tired when I think about a snake. Why they wanna try us? Why they wanna be fake? Yet I think I make a soldier. 3 is gold, 10 life a man. The war is on, fight to the end. If I fall down, gotta rise again. I get tired, I cannot be in. For your love's sake, do I love myself? Would trade my peace for a pot of wealth. But my foes will, they'll bad, but they'll then murder the bun that'll run for help. I need help, so I called your name. My heart hurt with a lot of pain. The world crazy, make it go insane. Give me mama luck, cause this kind screen. To the gullah, well, why know you in my prayer? Don't you give up, know you how here. Don't worry, see, he will appeal and pull his people away from here. Worthy is the lamb. I wanna be what you want me to be. Your power, please have mercy on me. Your power, please have mercy on me. Your power, be what you want me to be. Your power, please have mercy on me. I wanna be what you want me to be. Your power, please have mercy on me. I'm so sick of all these politics. They throwing stones, see chunky bricks. Mosh Picard, don't kick the pricks. Everybody give away reparation. Everybody and their mama, we stuck in the ghetto where the money spent on Salato. Looking so rich, but we so broke. But we the kid folk, remember we the Cali, the Northern Tribe, remember our God and the power young. Listen to my plea while I'm on my knee. It's a lot of drama trying to make it through the struggle. And it's a hard battle trying to bust about the bubble. And working double trying to pay the rent, it's still a struggle. Hitting out of city, pay for kids, so I do that. Without a country, still they get a groove back. We the here sheep, and we ain't even know. Trapped in the maze, don't know where to go. Walk around the same mountain on the fofo. We the team, no sleep, so we suffocation. Know the H brothers said bonjour. Stop posse, not bullet. Hold on, man, it'll be okay. So I'm calling out to your holler shot.
I wanna be what you want me to be. Yeah, I will plead have mercy on me. Yeah, I will plead have mercy on me. Yeah, I be what you want me to be. Yeah, I will plead have mercy on me. I wanna be what you want me to be. Yeah, I will plead have mercy on me. I wanna be what you want me to be. Yeah, I will plead have mercy on me. I wanna be what you want me to be. Yeah, I will plead have mercy on me.
Loud Astro. Loud Astro. Loud Astro.
Now what's the definition of being a kidnapped nation? Look all online, you won't find it. Unless they update it. But they say in 1976, 26 children through the age of 5 and 14 was kidnapped, and that's the biggest one. No more genocide, brother, sister, let us come together like we did in Alabama. Not a looking for no drama, ain't a verse up in the Bible say the sin is self-defense. And even if you push your cat up in the corner, Betty scrap 1 million people just a year. They got a shot of euthanasia plus 1,000 so-called blacks every year. They get that TikTok gunshot, bull. They be holding some not guilty. Everybody in the whole world that seen it still there. The words sounded like hallucination, like I never did see what you seen me fake. The people get tired, so the people stand up, don't like to fight, but what else to do? Everywhere you go, people want to fight, trying to jab back, so you bust a move. All to give respect, no matter what we do. But a human being got a feeling too. School said we age, but that ain't the truth. We the gullible people that been going through. To be a cell lot, you can't pay me to be a cell lot. You can't pay me to be a cell lot. You ain't got enough. You ain't got enough. You can't pay me to be a cell lot. You can't pay me to be a cell lot. You ain't got enough. You ain't got enough. Somebody want a butter biscuit. Somebody feed a butter biscuit. Somebody love a half dancing. I said, or somebody feed a butter biscuit now. Somebody love a half dancing. I said, or somebody love a half dancing now. Somebody feed a butter biscuit. I said, or somebody feed a butter biscuit. They told me that's the past. What happened yesterday? Well, everybody want that mass move. They want that joker face. They don't really care. They want their pocket line. But when no sheep and left, let's get the faucets misaligned. No vote for a sale. I'm sick of wasting time. I tell the truth to my people, let the light shine. From sea to sea, hear the mystery was hidden, I reveal. And always wonder why my people always get it killed. For the lack of the knowledge, always live in the part of the carpet. Turn back to the covenant, how people made a real promise. And ain't no buy money, bet the brothers stand for something. But got my eyes on them all, that's a prosper for me. Grandma told me if they hit you better get back. Now like we gotta apologize if we win track. You love your fights, lessons at home, but you still back. Grandmama, granddaddy did play, now where the sweet now you can't pay me to be a sell lot. You can't pay me to be a sell lot. You can't pay me to be a sell lot. You ain't got enough, you ain't got it. I said if somebody want a butter biscuit, somebody feed a butter biscuit now. Somebody feed a butter biscuit. I said if somebody feed a butter biscuit. Yeah.
Hey, KRS, that mean what time it is? En español. Wake up, Dr. Ross.
Now what's the definition of being a kidnapped nation? Look all online, you won't find it.